What's going on, fellow A-Plusers? It's your host, Adam Perez, back once again with a brand new video today, as we have ourselves a brand new trailer that just dropped from Disney Plus's upcoming What If series from Marvel itself, continuing along with their Disney Plus series. So far, we've had WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki currently airing. It's got one more week left. And then, guys, we're going to be jumping into What If. We officially got ourselves a release date from this trailer also for August 11th. Remember, now, instead of premiering things on Fridays, Disney, or at least Marvel's big premiere now when it comes to the television shows, will be on Wednesday. So mark your calendar, guys. Wednesday, August 11th, maybe like a month or so, if you will, after Loki finishes airing. Talk about perfect timing. But for me, guys, I think out of all the Disney Plus series, this is probably one of my more highly anticipated ones. I'm a fan of just animation in general. They've got a great cast. I mean, clearly bringing back some of the MCU favorites, big actors to go ahead and reprise their roles. I believe Kevin Feige even said that we do have, in fact, Chadwick Boseman, who actually before his passing did go ahead and actually do a ton of recording for quite a few episodes this season. So this will technically be Chadwick Boseman's sort of final portrayal, if you will, as T'Challa. So I find it rather interesting and something I'm really looking forward to. Jeffrey Wright's going to be doing the voice of the Watcher, which is, I absolutely love Jeffrey Wright's voice. He's going to be the Watcher along with James Gordon over in the upcoming Batman movie by Matt Reeves. So Jeffrey Wright, anytime you get talent like that, man, this is certainly going to be gold. But for me, outside of the animation, which just looks incredibly clean, I love the idea that we're tapping into the multiverse here, right? For me, What If as a comic book was always a fun one to go ahead and pick up. What if maybe one or two little things significantly changed in the character story, and seeing what kind of adventure you wind up getting out of it. So the fact that we're going to be playing with really pivotal MCU moments and things like that to try and see how some of these characters' futures certainly might have altered, or their worlds might have certainly changed. For me, that's incredibly exciting. So, you know, I've been seeing a ton of still photos, animation, like concept art and things like that for What If, but to actually see this trailer and it's a kind of all come together, it's going to be unlike anything that I've ever seen. I mean, just the opening shot of getting the opportunity to see Tony Stark ripped out of Iron Man 1, but instead of getting hit with that missile or the shrapnel, we see somebody like a Killmonger coming along and really changing the outcome of Tony Stark's life. And just from that one little, what do they usually refer to it? Like, you toss a rock into a lake and you just see the ripple effects, just to see what happens when it's not Tony Stark that picks up that Iron Man mantle to begin with, but you've got a Killmonger that kind of alters his reality. How does this team up work, right? Where does it lead these two characters? Some really fascinating stuff. I mean, the Captain Carter stuff looks incredible. We still continue to get the Marvel zombies. We clearly see T'Challa as a Ravager in space as part of Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought the shot where they have of the Avengers in New York City, you know, that infamous shot of the whole entire team, but instead it being the Guardians of the Galaxy. Perfect stuff, man. Absolutely has intrigued me. They also did drop a brand new poster to go ahead and celebrate the trailer that wind up dropping. Some really great images on there too. You get to see a new Iron Man, if you will. There's even a Spider-Man sort of Doctor Strange combination, which I certainly was not expecting to see. So yeah, some really great things. There's even like a Gamora as perhaps Thanos herself. We'll see what happens, guys. But everything that I've seen out of this trailer really gets me excited. Again, August 11th certainly will be the big date, and I'm kind of curious, guys, if you've seen this trailer and maybe a couple of other teasers in the past, is there any one particular storyline that's really jumping out at you that gets you excited for What If? And for me, I think this is probably a great release schedule when it comes to Disney Plus. The fact that we're diving into a show like Loki that's already dealing with the timeline and Nexus events, right? And the idea of trying to keep this sacred timeline, together and things like that, but clearly clearly the timeline. I believe even Sylvie and Loki mentions that it wants to branch out and it wants to cause chaos, if you will. So the fact that we have sort of like a training course when it comes to the timeline and the multiverse and things like that with Loki, I think is a great jumping off point right after that Loki series to really show us, like, you know, what really could happen in some of these Nexus events, how drastically our timelines and our universe and things like that can certainly change. So I think it's going to be really fun. Now, the only question I certainly have here is, is Loki literally opening the door and going to lead us into what if, right? Like, are there ramifications that happen in Loki where the timeline just explodes and just branches off into this multiversal war? And is this a glimpse of what's kind of happening, if you will, after the events of Loki, and then eventually headed into something like a Doctor Strange, you know, into the multiverse of madness? So again, I think perfect timing when you're dropping WandaVision, changing it up a little bit with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but still dealing in reality changing multiversal timeline stuff. It's all fitting perfectly well. So I think this is a perfect opportunity. This summer should certainly be fun, and just like we have been doing with all the other past Disney Plus MCU series, we will in fact be reviewing What If for you guys as well. I'm kind of curious how they're going to do it, if it's going to be one episode a week sort of thing formatted. Is it like a 20-minute episode? Are you going to be telling several stories in one episode sort of thing? I would be intrigued to see how they pull the trigger on the storytelling in here, but it should be fun to kind of see what we know of the MCU and how drastically it's certainly going to change. So if it's not myself, maybe it's going to be Indy, maybe it's going to be Stuart, maybe a combination of some of us doing the review for you guys. But again, if you are looking for your home for What If reviews, and if you love what you saw here, guys, definitely go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the live chat or the comment section box below. We'll certainly go ahead and continue to talk with you in regards to that. But I want to know what you guys thought about this particular trailer. What's your anticipation level and what story you're looking forward to the most? Other than that, guys, do me a big favor, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, keep it A+. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.